Metal Warriors, welcome back to Iron Madness. We have another interview here on the channel, and today our very special guest is Mr. Geoff Tate. So, welcome and thank you very much for being here.
Oh, nice to be on your show. Thanks for having me.
So, of course, as always, I like to start the interviews with this question. Yeah, it's always the same question to start, but I really like it because every single guest gives me a different answer, and it's quite curious. So, this one is to know more about you, and it's how and why did you start listening to metal music?
Well, I became pretty interested in music when I was about 9 years old.
Hmm.
That's when I first really remember hearing music and being aware of it. And I don't know why I fell in love with it, actually. And we had a piano in our family. And so
Hmm.
I was fascinated by the instrument and started playing it. And my mother recognized that I had an interest in it, and she asked me if I wanted to take lessons and learn how to play the piano, which I did.
Hmm.
And so I started playing when I was 9, and I've been in band class during school all the way up through high school. I was in stage band and started composing my own material when I was probably 14, 15.
Hmm.
So I don't know why I started. I don't know if there's an answer to that, other than it just I was affected by the music that I heard. It
Yeah.
affected me emotionally, and I was drawn to it.
Hmm. And of course, let's talk a little bit about your tour. You have already started the tour, in fact. You are now in Finland playing. And of course, one of the questions must be something like this, because I want to know what can we expect about this tour. You have introduced the tour as big hits, but we will have just Queensrÿche songs. We will have also maybe some of your solo career stuff, or maybe some other projects such as Operation Mindcrime or Sweet Oblivion.
Well, I started this tour 2 years ago, and it's taken
Yeah.
me this long to get around the world and to play all the places.
Hmm.
And so this in Spain, it will be the actual end of the tour. We're
Hmm.
finishing in Spain, and it's been a long and glorious road trip. I tell you, we've been to so many countries, played so many shows, and I've had a great time doing it. It's been just amazing to see all the fans show up at the shows and singing along to the songs. The Big Rock Show is a big rock show. It's all Queensryche music,
Uh-huh.
and it's all songs that were written and composed and on the different albums became singles for
Hmm.
the albums. So it's songs that people are very. If you're into Queensryche, you've heard these songs before and you're familiar with them.
For
So
sure.
it's kind of nice because as I look out at the audience every night, they're all singing all the songs,
Yeah.
which is great. There's not one song they don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. And also about your tour and the show you're going to offer us. Do you know, not probably not exactly or not exactly for the dates in Spain, but how long would it be? Because last time you've been here in Spain, you did such a long show. Of course, for the fans, it's awesome. So I want to know more or less how long would it be?
I don't even know.
Oh,
Yeah. I
but
don't I don't really time it. This is a hits kind of set where the songs are a little shorter
Mhm,
generally. So gosh, it must be 90 minutes, an hour and a
mhm,
half. Sometimes it's longer depending on the
mhm.
show.
Nice,
We
nice.
do leave room in the show for kind of spontaneous songs that just come up and where we feel like playing, or somebody shouts out an idea, and sometimes we go for that, which is kind of fun and challenging.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
awesome.
but I
And
like that. I like that kind of spontaneous action, though.
and we have lost those those kind of things. As I said before, nowadays a lot of bands just play a little bit more than an hour, and it's everything super planned and not spontaneous things, as you said. Of course, if we're talking about the tour, it's one of my jobs to ask you who will be playing with you this time, which band members, which musicians are you bringing with you for this tour?
Okay. Well, I have a really interesting international band.
Hmm.
I have an Italian gentleman named Dario Parente on lead guitar, and he's been playing with me for a few years now.
Yeah.
I have a French guitar player from France, Amaury Altmaier is his name.
Hmm.
Let's see, I have Jack Ross on bass guitar. He's a Scotsman
Uh-huh.
from Glasgow. I have Bruno Sa from Brazil on keyboards.
Hmm.
And then I have a new drummer who I just started working with in the last year.
Hmm.
And his name is Robert Baker. We all call him Baker. I didn't actually know his first name for quite a few months because he goes by Baker. But he's flamboyantly energetic drummer, fun to watch, and
Hmm.
just an amazing player. Really like working with him.
Hmm. So nice band, as you said, very international,
Yeah.
and really looking forward for what you said to see you and to see them, all of you live. It's going to be really cool for sure, for sure. And of course, you have already played a few shows recently, but there are still a lot of them left.
Hmm.
So, of course, one of the questions must be, how are you feeling? And of course, how is your voice feeling? I mean, are you ready? That I guess you are, but are you ready for such a long tour? Because I've seen all the dates, and it's not only the dates in Spain, it's a whole European tour, and it must be exhausting.
Um, it's not exhausting yet, actually. It's been pretty fun. Yeah, we started this last run here in Scandinavia.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, just we came up for my birthday. Spent my birthday in Rovaniemi in Finland, way up north in Lapland, which was really great. And then we've been kind of working our way through Finland and Sweden, and I think next week we go to Norway, and
Mm-hmm.
then um, and then down into Copenhagen, and then Estonia, and then into the Netherlands and Germany, and kind of work our way south,
A lot of
and
places.
hopefully we will find some sunshine along the way.
Yeah.
It's been pretty dark out. It's this time of year up here. It's very dark. I think the sun is only out like a couple hours during the day.
I trust you,
But
yeah.
no, I feel great. I feel very strong, and
Mhm.
I feel uh, I feel like singing every day.
That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to hear, of course. Metal Warriors, you must go to see this upcoming Geoff Tate's tour. We will have him and his awesome band on the 3rd of March, el 3 de marzo, en Barcelona, en la Nau. Después, en Madrid, el 5 de marzo. El 6 estará en León. Un día después en Pamplona, Segovia y después para cerrar ya en Santiago el día 9 de marzo, todo muy seguido. Only one day off, only one rest day, so it's going to be hard, at least that the part here in Spain. But I mean, are you excited? Do you like to come back here to Spain? Have we received you very well the other times that you have been here?
Oh, I love Spain. It's one of my favorite countries to visit.
Mhm.
Um, in fact, a couple of years ago, my wife and I took a wonderful trip, hiking trip
Mm.
across northern Spain. We started in Pamplona
Yeah.
and ended up in Santiago de
Yes.
Compostela. And we walked, I think it's 500 miles. I can't remember what that is in kilometers, but it's a long way.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And so we got to see a lot of the area slowly. You know,
Mm,
when you walk, you really get to see it.
hmm.
So it's fascinating. Went to some beautiful places, and yeah. So this time we're going to sort of some of the more major cities.
Hmm.
So it'll be interesting. There's a couple cities I haven't been to before.
Segovia, you have Segovia. I don't know if you have
Yeah,
been there.
Segovia. That's one I haven't been to before.
Yeah,
So I'm
it's
looking
not that
for
common to
that.
see metal bands going over there, so it must be cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the weather, the people, the food,
Yes.
culture. It's beautiful.
What was the last concert you went, but paying the ticket as a fan or just as the audience, paying the ticket?
Mm, wow. Yeah, good question. I can't remember. It's been so long. Yeah, quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I can't even remember actually. I usually don't go to many concerts,
Mm,
probably because I'm busy touring all the time, you know. And oftentimes, you know, you just
mm.
need a ear break after, you know, the loud music is just continuous, and on your day off, pretty much the last thing you want to do is, you know,
Yeah.
listen to music. You know?
Yeah, I understand. I mean, if you are every day into music, you are so annoyed in the end, no? You need to rest a little bit.
Yeah, it becomes a thing where you're still hearing last night's amplifiers in your
Yeah.
the next day.
You have been in the music industry, in the music world for such a long time. So after a great and extensive musical career, what still motivates you to continue creating music and of course playing live because you're going on tour and as we talk about a long tour. So
Well, I love music. I
mhm.
love music. Again, it's something that I kind of need to do. You
Yeah.
know, uh, it's a way of it's a way that I communicate. I think the best. Um, so yeah, I'm kind of driven to create new music, really.
Hmm.
And then once you have the music, it seems strange not to play it live. You know,
Yeah.
so I do that. And honestly,
Hmm.
I've been doing it for so long that it is kind of just my lifestyle. It's what I do.
Yeah, it's
You know?
part of your life, right?
Pretty much, I spend most of my life traveling and being on the road
Mm.
and playing music for people. You know.
Hmm. We talk about your band, and I was thinking, what do you look for when you are searching for your musicians, for band members and friends and part of a family for the rest of the tour? What do you look for? Of course, they are really good musicians, but there's something that you really look for it specifically.
Yeah. Well, first off, they have to be, you know, very good.
Of
And
course.
I think it's like when I was a young man starting out playing sports. My coach told me, "Look, if you want to be great, you have to play
Mhm.
with people that are better than you." You know, and so I try to find musicians that know more about music, who play better than me, who I have to work to keep up with. You know, and
Mhm.
so that's the kind of people, music wise, I'd like to surround myself with. And then it's really about personality and how they get along with people and what kind of person they are, you know. Uh,
Yeah.
so many times you meet people that are just, well, they focus on the negative aspects of
Yeah.
life. And I don't really want to surround myself with that kind of energy, you know.
No,
I
of
prefer to
course.
have that are positive and enthusiastic and in love with life and like to travel and see different things. And
Hmm.
it's surprising how many people don't like traveling and how many people want to just stay in one place and they feel comfortable there, you know. So it's nice when you can find people that are adventurous and like challenges and they look at life that way, and it's great to surround yourself with people like that.
Of course, yeah. I mean, nice people, first of all, really nice musicians, of course, and
Mm.
people who accepts the challenge. I was thinking about one of the most iconic and legendary shows that we had here in Spain back in 1991. I wasn't even born, of course, but I hear everyone talking about the monsters of rock with Metallica, with AC/DC, and it was with Queensrÿche back in the day. You were going to play here in Barcelona, the Monsters of Rock, that lineup, but in the end, even though in the ticket it still puts Queensrÿche, because I have my father's ticket from that concert, from that show, and puts Queensrÿche, but in the end, you didn't play, you couldn't play. Tesla was the band replacing you, and then they add Legion also, which is a band from here, from Barcelona. So I don't know if you remember about that show and if you remember why you couldn't play that night.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that till you just
Hmm.
mentioned it. And I really don't remember what the reason was, honestly. I can't even.
Long time ago.
We were, we were on most of that tour, you know, for the
Yeah, yeah,
Monsters.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. Yeah,
Hmm.
sorry.
No, don't worry. About your future plans, I mean, will we have Geoff Tate's music for a few more years? Are you planning on a new album, or are you thinking more on other things? Is there any music genre probably that you would still like to try?
Yeah, actually, I have new music coming out this spring.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we're getting ready to launch the Operation Mindcrime Final Chapter tour.
Yeah, of course. Uh-huh.
It starts in America at the end of March, and it's going to be another long tour, couple years. It'll be going on, and there's new music surrounding that release, and so very excited about that. End of
Mm-hmm.
March. Mhm.
And now, if you want to, I had a little question about the Hearenade project. You had been part of that legendary project. When I was a little kid, I was obsessed with that video clip, with that video of the song Stars, where every most iconic singer of those years were in there, and I was watching it every time, the whole day. And of course, you were part of that special project, and I was going to ask you how was to be part of that special project, and if do you think it is something that nowadays won't happen anymore? Because I don't know, but my impression is that back in the day was probably more possible, and if we try to do it, to do something similar today, it will be more difficult. Probably the industry is more focused just on earning money or something like that.
Hmm. Well, it was an amazing project to be part of, and I'm very proud of that project. Even though I had a very small part, really,
Hmm.
but it was a time in my life when I was just starting out in the business,
Hmm.
and I think I'd released, I think two albums at that time. Very little experience in the studio, really, but I knew Ronnie Dio because of touring with him, of course, and
Uh-huh.
he invited me to be part of it. And when I got to Los Angeles for the sessions, none of us really knew much about the music, and it wasn't like today where it's much easier to access music and to listen to it. I mean, it was a different time. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So we kind of all showed up to the session rather unprepared, really.
Hmm.
And it was really about kind of coming together and trying parts and pieces and seeing what we could put together, you know. Very experimental. And Ronnie was really leading and directing the whole project.
Hmm.
Did it so well, and he made
Nice.
everybody feel very comfortable and part of the project, which I think shows, you know, in the video, especially in
Yeah.
and music, you can really feel how much everybody's into the song, you know. So yeah, it was a really positive experience, I think, for me,
Hmm.
and I think it was for everyone else too involved.
Yeah,
But
sure.
it was very intimidating for a young singer. I think I was like 25 years old
Mm.
and walked into that studio and stepped up to the microphone to do my part, and I looked through the studio glass, and there were all these like very famous, accomplished musicians sitting there listening to me, you know. And I was so nervous. I was so nervous. I could barely take it. Um, you know, it's quite a thing to be put on the spot like that. You know, where your
Of course.
your musical idols are actually watching you and listening to you
Yeah,
perform.
unbelievable.
It was very crazy, very crazy. I
Uh-huh.
don't even know how I survived or how I wasn't, my voice wasn't shaking because I was so nervous.
We're magic in the night. We're shadow, we are light. We are forever you and I. We are forever you and I. But singers and songs will never change it alone. We're calling you, calling you. It's great. It's great.
And I'm very proud to be part of it. And almost every day, I sign an autograph, um, a, a piece of that project, a record or a cassette tape that people
Hmm.
have. It's still a very popular thing for
Yeah.
people.
Yes,
That's
yes,
good.
yes. Totally. I mean, and I thank you for answering about this. I mean, I guess a lot of people would have asked you about this project and everything, but as I said, it's something that I watched and I listened 100 times. It was really meaningful back in the day, and it's still really meaningful nowadays.
I think so.
Now I would like to give you a brief, short time to you to send a message to your fans. Now it's your time, and we listen to you.
Oh, well, I don't have much to say, but other than thanks to everyone for listening to my music all these years, and I really appreciate it. And I would love to see you all coming out to the shows starting beginning of March throughout Spain. It's going to be an incredible show. I think you're going to have a great time, and you're going to sing along to everything because you've heard it before.
Okay, yeah, so thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being here today. And that was all. Hope you had a great time at least.
I did, and thanks for having me on your show, Sergio. Appreciate it. Metal Warriors, nos vemos a próxima.